Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV for our pre-match show as we take on Bradford City here at the JobServe Community Stadium this afternoon. And the first game for Danny and Nicky Cowley in charge of Colchester United. You can see the team they have picked all over on our socials to head across there to see the lineup and the subs for today's clash. We'll be hearing from Danny soon about what we can expect from this afternoon's game. We'll also be hearing from Connor Hall, his thoughts ahead of today's game. But before that, you probably have seen our new signing announced yesterday, Jaden Richardson, on loan with us till the end of the season from Aberdeen. Let's get the thoughts from him as we caught up with him at the training ground.
Jaden, signing for Colchester United on loan, how did the move come about and how excited are you to get started under Danny and Nicky Cowley?
Yeah, well, unbelievably excited. It came around so quick. Literally was on the phone yesterday, so it's a quick turnaround and just can't wait to get started.
And you must feel you'll be able to hit the ground running because you've had plenty of experience at this level playing for the likes of Exeter and Stockport this season as well.
Yeah, experience at this level now, so hopefully I can bring that and add that value to the team. And like you said, hit the ground running and just take off.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been a real excitement around the city and the football club about Danny and Nicky coming on board as head coach and assistant. Are they people that you've worked with before or known anything about?
Yeah, before I got my move to Aberdeen, I had a conversation with them whilst I was at Portsmouth. So I know all about them. I've spoken to them before and know what great people they are and what they can do. So like you said, the energy and the feeling about them coming in here is massive. So hopefully that can help out the club as well.
And when you start your first training session, you won't go in there as the new boy not knowing anyone, because you would have played with Matt J at Exeter as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know MJ from the time I was at Exeter, unbelievable player. So yeah, hopefully link up with him again.
Yeah. And what was it about this move that got you excited? Was it about linking up with either of those, or was it just a case of something you can come and really get your teeth into?
For me, for my personal, it's game time. So coming somewhere and playing games and getting that back, but also coming and seeing MJ and stuff like that, and obviously the two new Gaffer and managers coming in, so it's really good.
And how different an experience was it for you moving up to Scotland for the time you spent at Aberdeen?
Yeah, it's a big difference, but it's a lovely place, good team, but yeah, it's a bit different to here.
Yeah, and I mean, for any Colchester United supporters that don't know too much about you, what do you think you'll bring to the squad and add things?
Energy, enthusiasm, pace, power, up and down. So yeah, that's what they can expect.
Brilliant.
Good to hear from Jaden there, and welcome to Colchester United Football Club. Now it's time to get the pre-match thoughts from Connor Hall, and as so many players have said before, the important part that the fans play in each and every game. Let's get the thoughts from Connor.
Connor, another difficult game on Saturday with Bradford coming to the JobServe Community Stadium.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It was a tough time against them last time out at their place, but I feel we're in a lot better place now to face them. It'll be an exciting game, and obviously I've seen the stuff on social media, and the fans are looking to get right behind us, and that's all we can ask for, and we've just got to go out there and put a performance in for them. Yeah,
and there seems to have been a real positive reaction to the news that Danny and Nicky have come in, and has that translated on the training ground? Are you guys excited for this new chapter?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been a really good turnaround, in terms of positivity around the camp, and the presence that both of them bring is massive, and we've seen it straight away from the first day, and as soon as also getting off the bus at Swindon, the fans are there in their numbers. We go out for the warm-up, it's the loudest it's been all season for us. And even during the game, when times were tough, we could still hear the fans backing us, and that's what we're going to need now to the end of the season. So that's massive for us.
Yeah, and before the Swindon game, there's only a couple of sessions, but I presume now they're getting even more ideas into you guys, the fact that they've had a clear week.
Yeah, they've laid down some rules, some ways they play, how they like to do things, and can't speak highly enough. It's been a really positive last week or so, and just can't wait to get playing games now, and hopefully turn these results around and have a really good go at it second part of the season.
Yeah, and we all know that there needs to be a massive improvement in things because of the position we were at, but one thing that didn't change when I spoke to all the lads was the belief that they've got that we'll all stick together and get through it anyway.
Yeah, I think so. There's a great belief in that, and even more so with these two coming into the building. And I do believe that we'll get out of this. Time will tell, but we're working hard, and hopefully it'll be the start of it again on Saturday.
Obviously, you as a centre half, you like things to be stable as a goalkeeper and a back four. That's been almost impossible with the injuries so far this season. I suppose that's another thing you'd like to play with a settled defence.
Yeah, that would be an added bonus for us. So we've had a lot of injuries, myself as well. But yeah, if we can get the same starting 11 out near enough every week, and we're doing it on the pitch, improving ourselves, then I think the consistency will come in results as well. We've not had that at all this season, really. Hopefully now we can get that consistency, and it will show in the results.
Yeah, and when you got back full fitness, first of all, you were managing the minutes. I mean, how tempting was it to play longer than you did, and how frustrating was it that you did have to manage your minutes when the team needed you?
Yeah, it was tough. I'd only trained once, and that was the day before the Salford game. So ideally I shouldn't really played as many minutes as I did then, but I did. And then even MK Dons was looking at the 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and it got to 80. And then after that, I wasn't even planning to do 90 minutes, but the circumstance we were in and the injuries we had, I had to play 90 minutes. So it was a tough period to try and get my body through each game and try and recover. But now we've had this block of Saturdays to Saturdays. It's felt a lot better, and I feel good now.
And is that a mixture of or blend of you working out and knowing your body when it gets to 70, 80 minutes and giving messages to the bench, or the sports science is a big thing of football these days, telling the bench that maybe it's time for Connor to come?
Yeah, like we had guidelines to hit, but we couldn't really go with them, to be honest. The first game I kind of felt a bit of pain, so that's what made me tone it down a little bit and not play as many minutes. And then the MK game, I was getting cramp everywhere, and there was still another 10-15 minutes left, and I knew I wouldn't be able to get through enough, or someone else fresher could come on and hopefully have an impact.
As Connor says, he wants you guys to be a big part of what's going to happen this afternoon, and the importance of all the fans right behind the team from the get-go. Give them perfect welcome with the scarf display that we're all going to get involved of. You can hold it up, or of course, give it a classic one of them today as the lads walk out of the tunnel, and we'll get the atmosphere going from minute one. Reminder, you can see the team that Danny and Nicky have picked on our socials. Now it's time to look back at a modern classic against the Bantams. Well, modern classic was a 1-0 win for us. It's from August 2022 here at the JobServe Community Stadium. Tom Eastman proved to be the difference with a stoppage time goal. Let's take a look at all the action from that game. An unforgettable goal from our stalwart defender there, and hopefully we can have plenty more excitement like that this afternoon to come. Danny says he's been enjoying his first full week as U's head coach and that it's been good to spend more time with the players and the staff. Let's get his pre-match thoughts ahead of today's game.
Danny, has it been really beneficial to have a full week now ahead of the Bradford game on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us to have a full week, it's been great. Obviously last week we only come in at the back end and only had a 2-day lead in, which is always a challenge, particularly when you first start a job. But I believe we took a little bit of momentum from Saturday. I thought, from 30 minutes onwards we were able to get real control in the game, and second half we played with real dominance and controlled the game, dominated the ball in the attacking half, and I was pleased for the boys to get their just rewards in the final moments of that game, and we've been able to take that energy into this week, and the boys' attitude and work ethic has been really good.
And when you know that they are going to work hard like that in training, is it easier to impart your new ideas and to get to know them as people a bit more in this last 7 days? Yeah,
well, it's been great to do both, really. You always love your time on the grass with the players, but naturally when you're in a 46 game season that is relatively limited, so try to use the rest of the time to get to know them and to connect with them and just to understand their journeys. And I think it's always to understand where they are today, maybe understand where they want to go and what their dreams and aspirations are, and then I think once you're aware of this, then you then can get a feeling of how maybe you can help and sort of support them best. So that's there've been lots of conversations, lots of talk, lots of sort of individual meetings, and it's always great because it's for us we love people, and it's been great to get to know them, and of course the time on the grass is just so important for us at the moment because we're a new group with some new ideas and some new principles, and ultimately the idea of training is to keep rehearsing and keep practicing, and we want there's some behaviours that are really important to us and to the way that we play, and the more we rehearse, the more we practice, the more these become natural and automatic, and this is our aim. And if we can get to that point where the behaviours become automatic, then maybe we can turn the page and start to add the next layer of detail.
Yeah, and this week as well, another couple of positives with the Essex Senior Cup game. One, you've got senior boys, although they're still young in age, that have been in and around the squad getting minutes, and a chance for you to see that whole group that's below your immediate first team. Yeah,
I love Tuesday night. It was great. It was great to go to Walthamstow. We really thank them for their hospitality. The toughest of challenges for the group in terms of the pitch. The pitch was really difficult. I can't remember a more difficult pitch, not in my recent years of management anyway, and learnt loads about the players. Maybe not so much technically and tactically because the pitch didn't allow, but loads about them in terms of their desire and their determination and their emotional intelligence, because it wasn't going to be perfect. It was never going to be perfect. I don't think football life, it's never perfect, and ultimately the football is a game that's littered with mistakes, and it's not making the mistake that defines you, it's always the reaction and the response. And I thought there was some I really liked what I saw on Tuesday night, and of course we couldn't quite find the goal to get us in the next round in the 90 minutes. Credit to Walthamstow, because I thought they were really durable themselves, played in a really organised way, very compact defensive shape and difficult to break down. And probably, we'd have liked to have been a little bit more clinical and ruthless maybe, but we couldn't, and the game went to penalties, and then young Tom Smith made, I'm going to say 3 saves, because obviously he makes 2 saves, but they're brilliant saves, right in, the penalties are right in the corner, he still manages to save them. And then of course the final penalty, the player has to be so precise that he unfortunately just hit it wide. So in my book that's 3 saves, and good for him and good for the team.
Yeah, and those boys would tell me if I spoke to them that they just want to put themselves in your eye, ready for team selection. Of course, Cameron McGeehan coming back from his suspension as well. It gives you nice headache in terms of team selection?
Absolutely. I think you always want decisions to make as a head coach or as a manager. I think this is always really important, and you know that when you do have difficult decisions to make, that's because the players are in good form and in a good moment and are putting their hand up. And yeah, absolutely. You know, competition drives the standards. I say to the players all the time, you know, the players that compete for the same position, you're almost each other's best friend, because if you're playing well, then you're driving the standards of your teammate, and this can be only really healthy for the team.
And Graham Alexander's done a good job since he's gone in at Bradford, but will it be a blend of looking out after what they're doing, or more a case of working on what we want to do to them?
Well, I think we have great respect for Bradford City. I think it's a brilliant football club with some really good people there. Graham Alexander is a really experienced football man, had a brilliant career, got the very, very most out of his career, and is a hugely experienced manager that's been very successful to this point. And you know, he came in just before Christmas. They had a brilliant run over the Christmas period. I think the best run in the club's history in terms of back-to-back wins. So they also beat Derby on Tuesday night, so we know we find a team in a good moment and good form, and absolutely we're aware of their strengths. But I think for us, it's to always focus on us and put our energy into what we can do and what we can control. All week, really, the focus has been on us, with and without the ball, because both are equally as important. And obviously the restart moment as well. We know that in football, I think in League One last year there was 80, well over 80 set pieces per game. So if you think about that, that's nearly one per minute. So this part of the game becomes really, really important, and we have to keep working at this aspect so that if we can, we will have a tactical advantage over our opponent virtually every minute of the 90.
Good to hear from Danny there, and all the positivity that's been generated since him and Nicky's arrival here at the club. Final reminder to wave your scarves as the lads walk out of the tunnel this afternoon. And as Danny said, it's a massive part of the result today, you the fans. Let's get off on the right foot under Danny and Nicky here. Remember, you can see all the team news on the socials and the website. Let's give it everything this afternoon. Welcome Danny and Nicky to the JobServe Community Stadium, and I'll be back on Wednesday with a pre-match show. Until then, enjoy the game, have a great weekend, and it's goodbye for now.